Hello, welcome to Movie Musters, review for Brothers and Keepers, Season 3 Episode 5 of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. It is really hard to leave yesterday behind. The next hour begins with the Boys II Men version playing at a graveyard site. Rak is seen watching the service from a distance, discreetly wiping away a tear as she daydreams of a different life and what may have been. Okay, so the major point is that Power Book 3, Raising Kanan Season 3 Episode 5 marked the death of a unique character, and was as revolutionary as any other episode in the Power universe. I'm not really sure if that song existed at this time in the series. Power Book 3, Getting Kanan Home contains Raising Kanan. Is the season truly halfway through already? This season of Power appears to have to fly by even faster than previous ones. Though it has been a little slow at times, it has undoubtedly been building to something. Deep Thought, Fortitude Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 3 Episode 4. Kanan's transformation into a supervillain has been a long process, and that's just how it should be. We already know where he's going, so the fun part is watching him arrive. It's admirable that Kanan has continued to put in a lot of effort despite moving to the suburbs with Rak. Though he hasn't really adhered to the rules, one would think that the possibility of facing legal consequences would compel him to make a change. He's still working, though, and he's staying off the streets and away from Rak. Rak wanted Kanan back in her house, but it appears that she didn't weigh all of her possibilities. It seems that she misjudged Kanan's obstinacy, and now she finds that the authority she fought so hard to reclaim isn't really hers. Despite his attempts to distance himself from his mother, Kanan's act of pushing Famous away appears to be our first real clue as to how he will act toward other people in his immediate area. Episode 4 of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Famous Reactions, Season 3. It seems that Kanan has forgotten that, in essence, he forced Famous to work with him, and that's why he's acting so cruelly toward him now that Famous has stopped meeting his expectations. Fundamentally, he was a respectable friend, but Fame has a lot of baggage, including being easily distracted and indolent. He was, at least, to Kanan, but apparently it doesn't matter anymore because a lifelong relationship has been superseded by commerce. Hearing that Kanan Stark had feelings for Tariq bothers me since all he did was constantly take advantage of him and put him in danger. All that mattered to him was himself. He tried, in self-interest, to set him up. For someone, that shows a lack of concern. Growing up, Kanan was exposed to a life filled with drugs, violence, and death, but also with love. In a perverse way, Rak, like his uncles and cousin, was similarly fond of Kanan despite how dysfunctional they were. Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, the first episode of the new house's third season. Hell, even Howard has been telling him that he'd be happy to help if he could. Although Kanan is not losing anyone, it is evident that his job is taking precedence over his relationships, starting with Famous. I also have a feeling that Kanan will encounter some difficulties in his pursuit of Isha. Do you think Jukebox was ever happier before joining Butta? She seems to be happy with herself all the time, and it's encouraging to witness that. Jukebox has never been a confident person, but you can tell that now that she has been informed about her abilities, her lack of confidence is starting to fade. She's starting to feel more assured, and it seems like she can connect with Isha in the group. There seemed to be a moment on the walkway when the two clicked. Jukebox approved of Kanan talking to Isha, and even Marvin could see that, but I just had a terrible feeling about how it would work out. Going through things. By the time Power Book 3, Raising Kanan Season 3 concludes, it looks like Kanan will have burned a lot of bridges, and we'll witness him take that turn. Is Kanan inadvertently spoiling the best part of Jukebox? That certainly clarifies why Jukebox in the future is living a completely different life and isn't performing as the headliner at Madison Square Garden. Aside from that, it will hurt like hell if Jukebox's circumstances worsen and her and Marvin's recently developed understanding and relationship suffer as well. Marvin never stops showing us how to change our outlook and live a better life. The idea that no one is capable of change is absurd. The same goes for never letting someone show that they can change. Things don't always work out, but what if they do? What would happen if someone really tried to get better? I'm listening to Episode 4 of Power Book 3, Season 3 of Raising Kanan. When Marvin made fun of Jukebox as soon as she got in the car, it was all very genuine and endearing. Jukebox is anything but foolish, and even though Marvin has made mistakes in the past, he is striving hard to improve. She wouldn't be as accepting of Marvin right now if she didn't really think he was serious. Nor has Marvin given up on Jukebox. Furthermore, he is skillfully trying to instill his positive view in Lulu and Rak. They are just as uncompromising. Rak and Lulu's stories have always been so intricately entwined historically that it has been somewhat weird for them to be completely separated this season. But Lulu needed this time apart in order to figure out what he really wanted, and he found it at Cafe Vous. Episode 1 of Season 3 of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Drinking. Let's be honest, in this instance, the plot isn't the most interesting, since it seems like the music business is the only thing that genuinely provides Lulu actual satisfaction. I encourage him in his search for meaning in life as well as in his continuous immersion in it. But if I said I didn't miss hanging out with the Thomas family, I would be lying. As the second half of the season draws near, this may be the time for the family to come together against a common enemy. Ronnie must therefore depart. Ronnie has gone from 0 to 100 in the last 3 hours, determined to find the truth and land a job, no matter what it takes. Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Episode 1 of Season 3. Ronnie is home. I can see, on the one hand, why Ronnie has never trusted anyone with any information. He's back after a protracted absence, and it feels like a whole new world. Ronnie, I will tell you one last time. Rack puts an end to the fight. She has nothing to do with this. Man, only the two of us are here. Wide free lane, fuck it. Unique permalink. Ronnie, I will tell you one last time. Rack puts an end to the fight. She has nothing to do with this. The two of us alone. To make matters worse, Unique is now friends with someone who used to be his fiercest enemy, meaning that in his perception, he lost what he had created. It makes complete sense why he finds it perplexing. But why he refuses to place even the slightest amount of trust in his brother is beyond me. He has been resisting Unique from the start, and nothing about their connection suggests that Ronnie was unable to trust Unique in the past. And he's told Ronnie the truth now. He's not lying to him about Rack quitting the game or about the new business opportunity. Even though Unique seems to really want to help Ronnie, Ronnie won't take it. In Power Book 3, Raising Kanan Season 1, Unique made his debut as the primary antagonist, and he performed admirably in that role. I had honestly kind of forgotten about them until Pernissa threw some of the stuff between him and Rack in his face during their argument. Power Book 3, Quiet Ronnie's Raising Kanan, Season 3, Episode 4. In many ways, Unique is lucky to have lived as long as he did. His brother just took him out, so that can't be how he had anticipated things to work out. One of Unique's qualities has always been his intelligence. He started to understand that killing Dean was out of the question and that handling Dean would be difficult, even though he was aware that Ronnie had killed him. Had it not been for that, he would never have abandoned him. It's intriguing because, given their previous conversation in which Juliana gave him advice to kill Unique covertly, Ronnie's killing of Unique did appear impulsive. During the conversation, Ronnie appeared to be looking out for Unique. He was glad to put a space between himself and Unique as long as it helped him land the position. But his assurance that Unique wouldn't be leaving came across as an attempt to say, "I'm not him. But that's still my brother." However, Ronnie loses all sense of reason the instant he feels humiliated. Unique's attempt to correct him was the straw that broke the camel's back, and Ronnie lost it. Talking about issues, Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Episode 2 of Season 3. She wasn't a really kind person, but who is on this show? He was still an important element of the story, though, and his relationship with Rack was especially significant for both of them since it gave them the ability to be more than just brutal dictators. In the Power universe, main character deaths have never been prevented. The one we had won with before was Shannon Burke. But this one seems like a lot more significance, especially since it elevates Ronnie to the status of supervillain. Ronnie is someone who everyone should be frightened of because he will do whatever it takes to reclaim what he feels is rightly his. Everything else you need to know. Episode 4 of Season 3 of Howard at Work, Raising Kanan. When the task group decided to look into Rack more thoroughly, Howard's attempt to come seem as friendly by having Demo talk with them backfired. She may be able to leave at this point, but the investigation is still ongoing. Is the mafia part of this season already over? They haven't taken any action about the problem since Marvin killed Baselli, and Stefano was absent. Hit after hit song is released by Famous. His most recent song was a hit at Cafe Vous. Pernissa may become erratic following Unique's death because, shock of it all, she might suspect Rack. What if she tells the police or someone else what she knows in an effort to get even with Unique or be paid? She'll be on her own with her son. Episode 4 of Season 3 of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Making Money. The way Ronnie approached Kanan unannounced was peculiar. Kanan doesn't appear to care that Ronnie is watching him, so I'm waiting for him to tell someone. We were tricked out of watching Rack and Unique as comrades, even though it was entertaining to watch them as adversaries. Too little time was spent with that chemical. If you said you could have foretold Unique's downfall, I wouldn't believe you. I jest, but things have altered a lot on the chessboard since Unique left, and you never know what may happen next. Kindly let me know what you think by leaving a comment below so that we may discuss anything regarding this hectic hour. For more videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you watching.